Get ready for the Tech Zone. Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Pacific Time Zone. Add the app to your cell phone. Paul Amadeus Lane Zone. With informative interviews and breakthroughs with CEOs and gurus and who's and reviews. Count on Paul to bring y'all the news. Yeah, he done paid dues and never snoozed, refused to lose and stayed humble and still played by the rules. On the scene since 16, Pop's been Paul's gasoline. Spiritual house have to stay clean. Put the cleaner first, y'all know the routine. In the world, the sun clean disaster, it's the vaccine, so quarantine or relive the emphysema epidemic of 1918.
Hello and welcome to the Tech Zone. What is up? It is me, Paul Amadeus Lane. I am so delighted to have you join us on the show today. We have some great technology we're going to talk about that can help us from running a business to looking for a new place to stay. Technology has truly run the gambit, and it's in every aspect of every business that is out today. They use technology, and that just really shows where we're at in the stream of time, that if we don't keep up to date with things that are going on, we could really be left behind. So whether if you are in the tech business, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are B2B, B2C, or if you're just a consumer out there of technology, these are things that you should really be aware of. And I'm so happy that we have this platform to inform, to educate, and to help you navigate through the processes of technology. We welcome you who are listening on our ABC News Radio affiliate, KMET, AM and FM here in Southern California. Also, a huge shout out to our viewers on our Roku and Fire TV app. Remember, you can download the Tech Zone app on Roku and Fire TV. You can just search that, the Tech Zone with Paul Amadeus Lane. That's the way you can watch the show on your big screen. And we started to put these shows back on YouTube as well. We've had some of our followers and even ones that we interviewed ask that we do that. So we're going to do that, but we need your help now. When you are watching this on YouTube, YouTube always changes its algorithms. It's really tricked and skewed towards certain things. So to help ones find this content as you find it interesting, we need your help. We need you to like, share, comment on these episodes that are on YouTube of the Tech Zone. That would just help ones to just find and really just get educated on some of the things that we're talking about in the tech world. So we need your help. Also, huge shout out to our streaming audio audience too. Ones on iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Stitcher, and other ones Deezer. And if I missed any of our formats out there that you are personally listening on, I apologize. I promise I will work on that. But thank you guys so much for all your support. And if you'd like to connect with me personally, paulamadeouslane.com. That's the way you can reach out to us. Maybe there's a tech out there you feel that the media is not talking about that you would like for us to shine a light on. Maybe interview ones in that field, and we will get right to it. We have an awesome team spearheaded by the awesome Erica Michaels, who's my segment producer, and we will make it happen. All right, so let's talk about running a business and what it takes to really run that business in tip-top shape. You have to make sure that your HR game is intact. If your human resources game is not intact, it really can set your business back. So are there technologies out there that can help us when it comes to HR to streamline a lot of things now that we see in the tech world? Our new normal since the pandemic and things that we have instituted. Is there a solution out there that can help us out? Well, my next guest is going to talk about what his company is doing and much more in this space. So excited to have me right now. My next guest, he's the CEO of HiBob. We're talking about Ronnie Zahavi. Ronnie, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, so great to talk to you. Now, I was really intrigued when I found out about Hi Bob, and we live in a digital world. We use technology a lot, and why not do it when it comes to HR and all the other good things that go with that? And before we kind of talk about what the great things you guys are doing over at Hi Bob, Ronnie, what made you guys want to create this company in the first place? Was it a need that you guys saw personally, or you mind sharing that story with us?
Sure. I've been around in tech for many years, and HiBob is not my first company. To me, the criteria for thinking about doing something again was, can we really impact the world? Believe it or not, the world. So we thought from the very beginning that this industry, things around people management, human resources, things around people management platforms, we thought that there's a room for disruption and there's a room for a new era. And we were very glad that 6 years ago, when the company was founded, to come up with, I would say, a very innovative idea, 6 years ago, and fast forward to where we are right now, become, reality and best practices everywhere on the planet. So it was all about the understanding that the way people interact at work will be different. So we thought that the generation transformation, the Y generation, the Z generation, they will drive the change. And they will expect to have a different experience. Today, it's all about experience, and the same experience you would expect to get as a consumer, it's absolutely what you expect to get when you get to work, right?
Yeah.
So we came up with the idea, let's build something different, something that is not only system of record or system of automation. We call it 6 years ago system of engagement, where individuals, managers, different sides can collaborate and engage between themselves. We thought that's the future. And in order to make that happen, you have to build a very cool technology that put the user experience at the front. And we very like the way that we are defined today in the market. People call us the Instagram of HR tech. It's a nice phrase that I really like. Josh Berzin, the guru of HR tech, used that in a podcast with me a few months ago. And I'm really glad that we are the Instagram of HR tech.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting because we saw a paradigm shift several years ago, and where we had these non-traditional companies out there that didn't fit the mold of different companies like they were in the past. Like I kind of remember many decades ago, and you mentioned like some of the newer different companies and the disruption, how this was needed. And Ronnie, looking at all your years of experience in business and in companies, running companies, what was the biggest, I guess, hurdle that you guys had to overcome to really get to a place where people were looking at this and like, yeah, this is something we have to do to really be innovative and to really survive in this current business climate?
It's it's not one thing. It's what is the one thing in the last hour or the
Yeah,
last day.
that's true.
As we all know, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
There's a many ups and downs, and you really need to be determined to do it. You as individual, because of the ups and downs, there's a lot of challenges you go through. On one hand, on the other hand, there are many examples where you sit in front of yourself or in front of other people and say, well, we really have a very good shot to do something here and to make a global impact, or to build the next generation a people management suite platform for businesses. So there is no one thing one big challenge that come to my mind. But if I need to try to get closer and give an honest answer, I would say the number one challenge for every business is people.
Yeah.
Hire the right people, the right managers, the right C-suite, VPs, surrounding you as a CEO. People join companies, but they leave because of the managers. So the impact of having a great people within the organization, without compromising on talent, making sure that they have a fantastic culture fit to your organization, and you set the company DNA as a very important criteria in the way you run the business. Things around diversity, inclusion. These are all not buzzwords. They are all real things that if you take it seriously and you adapt yourself to that, then all of a sudden it has an impact on the business. It has impact on productivity, on engagement. So people is the number one challenge, and we were lucky to build a people management platform to help more than businesses around the globe to manage their people in a much better way than they used to do before. It's about the data they get from the platform. It's about the insights. It's about the workflows that we orchestrate for them. It's about the ability to engage and collaborate with employees. 360, people that report to you, your teammates, your managers. So hiring people, engagement, culture, DNA. To me, this is the number one a challenge. But if you do it in a great way, it becomes a fantastic opportunity for any business.
That is so true. And Ronnie, I would say we've only spent about less than 10 minutes together, and I would work for you any day. You seem like a really, really good motivator and really appreciate your mindset and how you view things. Because that's, we have to think that way, nowadays when it comes to business to be successful. What's the old saying, teamwork makes the dream work. So we have to have a good team around us, to definitely make it work. One thing I want to do is spend a little time talking about just the streamlined process that you guys have implemented at HiBob. And if you don't mind explaining that, because maybe there's a business owner right now who is listening and watching us right now having this discussion, like, you know what, I'm loving what Paul and Ronnie is talking about. I want to implement that in my business. So Ronnie, kind of explain that streamlined HR process to maybe someone who's not familiar with it.
Yeah. So if you read or you listen to interviews with entrepreneurs, CEOs who really made it. They exited companies or they build a fantastic business. There's one thing that you see it in common among all the interviews from these guys, and they all talk about culture. So it sounds like a fluffy definition, culture. What is culture? To me, culture, it's all about relationship between people. So when you build a business from the very beginning, when you think about, you have an idea and you're about to start up something, the very first people you hire, the group of 20, 30 people, they are the right people together with the founders to set the DNA of the business. What is right and what is wrong, what will be accepted and what would be rejected in the future. And then you add and you hire more people, and they impact your DNA. They bring their own values, they bring their own experience. So all of a sudden, there's the mix of the DNA is growing and becoming more meaningful, and I would say more powerful than the original DNA of the business. So you really have to put your people first, and you need to make sure that you set the priorities around the people as something that is important for the C level as well as for the managers. So, what are the real things you need to care about as an entrepreneur or as a manager? And I think number one is for the business is am I able to attract talent in general or the right talent to my company? So how do I define what is the unique characteristic of my future employees or managers? I pay attention to the culture fit only, or I'm willing to compromise on culture fit, and I only take professionals. So these are all questions that you need to define for yourself and for the business about hiring. And then when you get the people and when you onboard them, they start a journey with you. And the more you empower them, the more you pay attention to them, the more you put them first in the business, the more they will be productive, and I think the return on the investment will be a fantastic. There's not only shiny days. There are periods of time that you struggle. So you need to be very transparent with your people. I'll give an example of what we do in HiBob internally. Every month we have all hands meeting and we share all the information about the business, all the KPIs we track, all the data, whether they are in green or in red. So they all know what's happening in different departments, in sales, in customer success, in marketing, in HR. So have very good visibility of what's going on. And by the way, when you are very transparent, the tension around politics and gossips reduces dramatically. So people know what other people know. So it's not what I'm trying to get from listening to other conversation. Everything is on the table, clear, and you know exactly how as individual you are contributing to the business. And then another very important topic, I think, related to the well-being of your team, the work-life balance. The shift around COVID, moving from working 9 to 5, working in main cities, working only in the office, working only full-time, to the hybrid or remote, is not an easy one. And if you don't pay attention and you don't care about your team members, about your colleagues, and you make sure that they know how to balance their life, and you give them tools how to do it, then they will be completely burned out. So another example of what we do in our company, at the end of every quarter, we shut down the business for a day.
Oh, nice.
So what does it mean? It means that no emails, no Slack messages, everything is shutting down to allow every individual in the company to relax and to pause and to take a long weekend with his friends or family without having the burden at the back of the mind around emails or Slack or other stuff. So we're doing it 4 days a year, and hopefully it will help our people to balance in a much better way between work and life.
I love that. That is really, really awesome, Ronnie. What you guys are doing over there at HiBob, that's super. And when you look at the innovation that you guys have created with HiBob, one thing that really intrigues me and excites me is just how all the different working integral parts of a business you guys have thought of, like engaging in-house and remote learners, 16x6 support, global workforce. To make all this a reality, how has technology really just helped to make this the reality that we see today?
Yeah, it really depends on I spoke at the beginning about making an impact. My understanding, and this is my own experience, if you want to make an impact, you have to be global. You have to be anywhere. North America, Europe, Middle East, Australia, APJ, Latin America. We're not in all those locations, but we're going to be in all of them very soon. So globalization is important because, and when you think about being a global platform, there's many things you need to take into account and to build. And it is related to, of course, experience. So when you think about languages, when you think about different regulations around HR in different locations, so think about PTO policies or time and attendance or labor law in different countries. So if you don't build the agility, the ability to localize and customize your platform based on different scenarios, one is geo, another one it may be different style. Maybe there's one way to define culture in your Israeli office, and it's completely different way to define culture in Sydney, Australia, right? So if you allow I'll give another example. Are you using the right titles? Somebody wants to be called employees, some wants to be called people, some wants to be called bobbers. So if you build this level of flexibility and agility, and you can localize and customize the platform, then you deliver a fantastic experience for your audience, for your users, in this case, employees and managers. So this is about the globalization and how to build it. Now, there's always in this industry two ways to look into how to build a business. One, you can be a point solution, best of breed, focus on one dimension, one model, can be only recruitment or surveys or only performance reviews or whatever. Or you can build a suite. It's a mix of all those tools under one umbrella, under one system. Obviously, building a suite is more challenging. It requires lots of efforts and investment. So we not only decided to be global, but also decided to build a suite platform. So I think the combination of both and the fact that we are serving around about 2,000 customers, I would say that 99% of them are modern thinkers. They are really ahead of the curve in terms of understanding what's next in people management. So if you have a fantastic dialogue with your customers, and you listen to their feedback, and you listen to what is still missing in the platform, or on the other way around, they really enjoy this specific feature, then, again, if you know how to listen and you know how to implement the feedback, then most likely you will build something right. So my advice to our audience is listen to your customers. Listen with your ears and not with your mouth. Make sure that you really observe all the feedback you get from customers, and then you need to make the right decision on how to fix it. Obviously, you cannot fix all the problems, and you always need to deal with what we call the short blanket dilemma. You cannot have the blanket cover everybody, but you need to prioritize between different aspects. But I think the combination of thinking global, building a suite, and making sure that you listen to the feedback coming from your customers and the ability to implement, these are all great, I would say, ingredients to build a successful business. For us, it's becoming a unicorn.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And the fact that the innovation that you guys have created makes it easier for one to use this to be able to kind of plug and play and get things going. They don't have to do any hard coding. They don't have to have a lot of technical knowledge, because we know sometimes people, when they see different things to implement in their business and they're kind of like old school, they're like, oh, no, I don't want to learn these things. I don't have to. But you guys have taken the guesswork out of it, Ronnie, and that's pretty awesome. And what if ones would like to find out more information, about HiBob and want to maybe get a demo? I heard you guys got that squared away too. They can get a demo, right?
Yeah, it's very easy to remember our name, HiBob, in one word, HiBob. So go online, www.hibob.com, and book a demo. and I'm sure you'll get people responding to your request. If you are a modern business, if you care about your people, if you put your people first, if you are using other modern tools, if you are already using collaboration tools like Microsoft Teams or Slack, and you look for a platform that will allow you to manage your people and to empower them and to give them the ultimate experience, digital experience from an HRIS platform, then you should know about a HiBob, the business, and the name of our platform is Bob.
I love it. I love it. Ronnie Zahavi, CEO of HiBob. It's been great catching up with you, great talking with you, and we look forward to having you back on again as we find out more things. Something tells me that you guys are always innovating and working on new things to make the platform even more dynamic than what it is. Is that true?
Yes. So great things coming around insights, data, BI, ability to predict a behavior of teams and people in the organization to help the organization deal with attrition, with burn rate, make the right decision about D&I. So how to really have a diverse organization, as an example. Everything is coming very shortly, I would say, in the next coming months. It's going to be live, and I take your word about your openness to get an offer from us, because you said I may work for you. So check your inbox.
I love it, Ronnie. So, hey, look forward to catching up with you real soon, my friend.
Thank you.
A huge shout out from my friends at HiBob and finding out some information about their wonderful tech that they have when it comes to HR. If you were like me, some of the things that we discussed, it was like, wow. I didn't think about that. Wow, you can do that. It can do that. It can do that. So make sure you give our friends over at HiBob a look and see maybe there's something that you can use in your industry of business, or maybe you know somebody who's in business and their HR game ain't that tight. You can direct them to HiBob, and maybe their solution can be beneficial to them. When we get back, we are going to be joined by a company that has a technology that can help us to shop in the real estate market, especially if you're in New York. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back after these messages.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.